Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share with you guys some tips and tricks for getting better at Call of Duty World War II. I know a lot of you guys, including myself and a lot of my friends, have been playing this game religiously recently, and I just wanted to make a video and share with you guys some things that I have done in not only World War II, but a lot of past Call of Duties that have really helped me to get better at the game and to overcome some of those slumps that we go through when playing games sometimes. So hopefully some of these tips will help some of you guys out and help you get better at Call of Duty World War II. So the first tip is to play by yourself. And by playing by yourself, what you're doing is you're forcing yourself to not rely on teammates. A lot of times we like playing with teammates. We like playing with full squads, including myself, right? Like, I love playing with the full team. And the reason I like that is because I pretty much guarantee myself a win. It makes it a lot easier. You guys think it's a lot easier to play with a team that's communicating in a party, everybody's on the same page, whereas if you're playing by yourself, you're playing with a bunch of guys that you can't hear, that can't hear you, and it's kind of just a free-for-all no matter what game mode you're playing. Everybody's just kind of doing their own thing, and when you do that, you're forcing yourself to not rely on anyone but yourself. And although that may get very annoying, especially in game modes like Hardpoint and Domination, where you feel like no one's helping you play the objective, it's going to force you to get better. I like to compare it to sports a lot, right? Like, if you're playing with kids that are younger than you, you're going to look really good, but you're not going to get better because you're playing people that aren't as good as you. Whereas if you're playing an age group up, you're going to be playing these people that are much better than you. You're going to be playing people that are bigger and stronger and maybe even more athletic, and it's going to force you to become a better player. It's the same way with gaming. If you go out on your own and force yourself to play against good people and not rely on any teammates or anyone to back you up, you're going to become a better player, and you're going to become a much better teammate in the long run. The second tip is to watch YouTube videos and watch pro players. And I'm not just saying that because I upload YouTube videos, but I highly recommend looking up some of these pro players. Some of these guys in teams like Optic or FaZe or Envious, any of these teams that play Call of Duty, watch some of their gameplay. And the reason I say that is because so many people will watch YouTube videos and they won't watch the gameplay. Like, think about it now. How much of the gameplay have you actually watched to this video so far? Probably not a lot, because in real life, people's minds register audio before video, and a lot of people are playing games or reading something or talking to someone while listening to a video, and you're not really paying attention to the gameplay, when the gameplay is probably the most important part. So watch some YouTube videos, watch some of these people that are very good at the game, and watch the way they play. Watch some of the decisions that they make, some of the things that they do. You may pick up on something that a pro player is doing that's really helped them out, and you can apply that to your own game, like something as simple as like drop shotting or jump shotting or running a certain sensitivity. There's a lot of small basic things that some of these pro players do that you can pick up on just by watching them, and that's something that can really make you better just by watching someone else play the game. The third tip is to learn the spawn points. Now, I don't want to say this and sound super nerdy, because I know a lot of you guys just play for fun. Some of you aren't trying to become professional players in Call of Duty. You just want to be better. You just want to try to do good every game. And the best way to do that is to try to learn where the enemies are going to be at all times. And the best way to do that is to try to learn the spawn points. Now, you don't necessarily need to know exactly where the enemies are going to spawn. And a way you can do this is you can use the minimap. So many people don't use the minimap as much as they should. A lot of people only use it when there's a UAV, or someone starts shooting, or someone throws a grenade. Use your teammates on the minimap is a way to determine where the enemy team is going to be spawning. I love game modes like Team Deathmatch, right, where the spawns are everywhere, or Kill Confirmed, or Hardpoint, where people are spawning all over the map. These are the best game modes to determine where the enemies are spawning, because you can look at the minimap. You don't need a UAV. You don't need to see where the enemy team is. You can use your own teammates to find them. Your own teammates are your own UAV. You see where your teammates are. You see which side of the map they're on, and you go the complete opposite direction, and you know that the enemy team is going to be spawning in that general vicinity of the map. So turn around, run the opposite direction, pay attention to where your teammates are. That's already going to give you a 50% better chance to find someone, instead of just running around aimlessly hoping someone's going to run in front of you. So you don't necessarily need to learn the spawn points, just learn the directions and pay attention to the way that you move around the map, right? So find the routes that you take and the moves that you make, and flip the script. Right? Like, the other team, the other players in the game are most likely going to be doing the exact same thing you're doing. They're going to be running the same routes. They're going to be checking the same locations. So flip the script and use that to your advantage, right? Like, if you were coming from that direction, where would you go? Where's the hot spot? Where do people like to go? Where do people like to camp? And use that to your own advantage, and it'll really help you out when trying to figure out where the enemy's spawning and where they're going to be coming from. The final tip that I have for you is to try out different weapons And this is a tip that honestly I need to take into account myself. So many people, including myself, will find a gun that they're good with and they'll stick to it and they won't switch it up. I've already done that with World War II. I found the STG, I found the class setup that I like using, and I use it all the time. And I think that it's the best gun in the game because I use it all the time and I do good with it. But the truth is, you got to try out all the guns, try out all the weapons, and give it time. A lot of people, and I've already seen this with a lot of my friends, they use one gun, they suck with it, and they say the gun's trash. Don't use it, it's horrible. And then a few days down the road, they've used it a little more often, and then they're like, oh, the gun's the best gun in the game. And it's so funny seeing my friends and even myself do that, where I'm like, oh, this gun's horrible. I use it 4 more games, and I'm like, oh, this gun's amazing. So go through different guns. A lot of people may think that they found the gun that they're best with, but there might be 4 other guns in the game that people that even myself haven't tried out, and they might be better than the gun that I'm using for me, depending on like the type of player that I am. So just because a gun might be the best gun for someone else doesn't mean it's going to be not going to be the best gun for you, and that's very important. So try out all the guns, figure out which attachments are good for each gun, and figure out which guns do best for you. And then occasionally you can switch it up, right? If you're struggling with one gun, maybe switch it up to another gun that you know you're pretty good with, and just keep switching it up. Try to figure out the guns that are best for you so that you can continue to rotate and not get stuck with the same weapon. But anyway, guys, that's for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy some of these tips. If you guys have anything else to add, make sure to leave it down in the comments below. Again, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Can we be friends?